2003, meaning you have to wait until 2000 artists.
Alrighty, hey y'all. Just had to do my little pre-filming ritual. I really like doing that prior to filming. I truly do feel like it helps so much with just setting the tone, making sure I'm, you know, speaking with intent, really delivering the message for the day. Just went ahead and sprayed on some Jow hand sanitizer. It's really, really good. You can get it at Namie's or at Nigel's if you live in Los Angeles. They also have online shops. However, there are some shipping restrictions, so just bear that in mind. I remember when I put up the little notice that the pastel goth palette, ooh, baby. I remember when I put the notice on Instagram and Twitter for this, a few people did tell me that there were some shipping restrictions, which I didn't know at the time. So if you are looking to order things that I do recommend from those specific retailers, just make sure that they do ship to your area. Nonetheless, hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I would say welcome back. Well, technically welcome back. Hey y'all, welcome and/or welcome back to my channel. It's Ann. This is gonna be my first long form makeup video. I realized that I wanna make content relating to me just chatting shit and doing makeup. So like, yeah, cause that's pretty much my brand. That's what got me started on Twitter. If you've been following me on Instagram for a while, you know that my stories is where my true character comes forth outside of a still photo. So, damn, it's a little smoky in here. What better way to get myself across than a long form video? So, yeah, that's what we're doing today. Oh, if you want to know what products I'm using, I will leave them in the description box. So just make sure you check. Anyways, today we're gonna be talking about Today we're going to be speaking on a bittersweet shame in the industry. Although we are going to be talking about kind of like the travesty in which is occurring at the moment, I want to first thank the new uptick in, you know, followers, supporters, engagement, all that. It's been kind of insane. 12,000 on Instagram. Who'd have thought? Not this year. I didn't think it was gonna come this year, but hey, I'm more than welcome to it. Baby, welcome to the party. I'm obviously black. I was born in Inglewood, California, and I live in Compton, California, and I have for the last like 7 years. So you can definitely say I have a lot of background with race as it relates to policing and the structures that be. With that being said, it has been a struggle across the past couple years. Speaking on problems as it pertains to race relations and my racial identity, without compromising my actual platform. And what I mean by that is in the past, it's been very common for people who are speaking on issues that relate to their race, specifically black people. Speaking on issues that oftentimes we can get silence, our voices simply suppressed, erased and blackballed from the industry, or even in some cases completely, it seems like you just get redacted over as people will speak over the communities that are, you know, attempting to get the message out there. You know what I mean? It's a constant issue or struggle as a black creative to know when is when, you know, when to speak on an issue, when to speak on a topic, and when to not. You know what I mean? How do you go about that in terms of the vocabulary that is used? Sorry, hold on. May that be the vocabulary that is used, to whom and what communities the message is being put out to. There's a lot of different factors that play into, I find, for myself personally and other creators, that play into wanting to speak out on an issue, because a lot of times there can be way more consequence, unfortunately, than there would be actual change to that issue at hand. And that leads me to the damage of those results, which, like I said, most times is simply just getting blackballed from the industry. Now, it's incredibly interesting when you put all those things into the foresight of the discussion, because it then makes you question the truth and the root of these posts that people and brands have been, you know, putting up lately. Specifically people with pretty rancid past as it relates to race. You know what I mean? Who are these posts actually serving, considering most times whenever it was trying to be spoke on, it's, why is it an issue? Why is that a problem? We need to get past it. You know what I mean? Do you see why it's a little bit uncomfortable to see all this sudden outpour in performance from people? And that's why I ask, who are the posts being done for truly? Because it doesn't feel, from a lot of entities that are participating in current like post chains and tag parties and appreciation posts, are doing it for purposes that relate to the communities that are being affected, if that makes sense. What I mean by that is you'll see that these are companies that have, you know what I mean, pretty blatant histories of either appropriation, mistreatment of Black bodies, discrimination, and now suddenly they care, even though this is like the Black Lives Matter movement, and, you know what I mean, racial injustices have been a thing since, like, you know, America. So I'm just a little bit confused as to, you know what I mean, who is it really being done for? As you know, that a lot of people right now are in hot seats because, you know what I mean, people have to put their money where their mouth is. And it's being shown that a lot of people aren't either A, willing to do that, or B, what they've been flaunting this whole time ain't as truthful as it's been seeming. What I mean by that is a lot of these people just don't got the money. They've been flexing this whole time as if they do, and now that it's time to put that money where necessary, it's crickets. So it's a lot of different things being brought to light, but that's a whole nother different topic in the video. What I wanted to focus on was the beauty industry and why people are doing these posts, and what are they specifically looking to gain. You know, what are you looking to gain out of this? Because I'm not getting anything personally from a black square on a hashtag. I'm not getting anything from that personally, and neither is a lot of Black people, considering, you know, I doubt even a lot of these people have Black followings, because they've excluded Black people so continuously from either their marketing, campaigning, whatever may have you. So I even find it hard to believe that Black people are seeing these posts. But that's another story. Yeah. And lastly, when is it back to regular programming for a lot of these people? Because I know that I'm gonna see some Black squares missing from people's pages in a few months. It's just a matter of when. So I would like to know when that's gonna be. It's just gonna be very interesting for me personally. Because it'll prove what has been thoughts for a while now, and I mean, hey, like I said, Black people have been living this reality. This isn't anything new. So it's just so peculiar witnessing this sudden outpour in care, because it's pretty obviously that people are only doing it so that they don't get deplatformed. Yeah. It's a little disgusting, if you ask me. It feels like people are trying to rewrite the South's history again. Like, no, it wasn't about slavery. We wanted like economic prosperity. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like reverse that. It's like, no. It's because we cared about Black people, not because we wanted to keep our money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it not giving that? Is it giving that? I feel like it's giving that. Let me know. It's giving very much that. It is. Think about it. Like, people are really trying to rewrite their freaking racial history. Like, baby, we know that you don't really care about these Black folks. You better cut it out. We know good and well. And that's why you posting a freaking black square and calling it a day. And it's right back to caricatures of Black women and shitty usage of AAVE. Yeah, hey, that's the reality we live in. Not my fault. Anyways, I need to move into my eyes. Yeah, I've been doing really quick makeup lately. I've been so over it. Sidetrack. Yeah, I've been so over doing like these really elaborate, like super, you know, I've just been really trying to step into my finger bag, you know? I just want to be one of those people who does pretty much their makeup with their fingers. I mean, I obviously use the sponge for majority of this, but even that is a step away from my typical, considering I normally use brushes. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been preaching about brushes forever, but eek. I also do appreciate a sponge here and there, and I think it's for efficiency in regards to, you know, speed. So I'm kind of been stepping away from like super full coverage 2 hour. It's just been a lot. It's been a goddamn lot. I'm sick of it. Like, I'm not sick. No, I'm sick of it. Yeah, I am. Cause it just makes like makeup not fun when you gotta like look snatched all the time. Like, I want to look snatched, but I also want to look like a euphoria ass bitch. Like, I'm trying to be one of those like cool, like effortless, yeah, like I'm just cool and I do cool makeup. Yeah, like I want to be one of those people. So that's what we're going for. And with that comes being able to wear a lot less makeup, which is great. And you get the added benefit of looking good, like all the time. Like, it's like not even a question. Like, you know you're gonna look good, because sometimes when you be doing those full looks, it'd be looking a little crazy halfway through and you're like, wait a minute, I look insane. This is way more like it just makes sense at every step. So we love it. Before I hop into my eyes, I just want to pose a very critical question. Why did it take the nationally, wait, how do I even phrase this? Hold on. Why did it take the nationally publicized and broadcast murder of a Why did it take the nationally broadcasted and televised murder of a Black man in cold blood in the middle of the street, aided by state-sanctioned police forces, the rage, the collective civil rage in the lack of conviction of the police murder and his 3 accomplices, the protests that ensued because of that rage and the riots due to the police brutality? Why did it take all that to finally see support for Black creatives, may that be queer, trans, non-binary, gay, or otherwise? Like, I'm not seeing it. I'm not understanding it. It's great, but y'all don't see an issue with that? Could just be me. Anyways, let me get into these eyes. I almost forgot I was filming a video, child. So we've got our eyes on. Anyways, back to the main topic. This is not a phase for me personally. This isn't like a 1 week thing. This is not like a consolidated day for me. This isn't like anything new. I and many other Black people have been living this life. So it's a little bit peculiar, like I said, to see this sudden outpour in affection and care, given the fact that this has been a reality for 500 plus years, babes. So like, welcome to the party. And that's why it's so ugly seeing the fact that people are claiming that they don't know how they didn't know this whole time. And it's like, maybe because you wouldn't listen to Black people, maybe because you've excluded Black people from your spaces so continuously that you haven't been able to hear Black voices. Maybe, just maybe, I don't know, I could be tripping. Like, it's so crazy to see people really just sit here and play us for a fool as if these issues haven't been a thing and we haven't been trying to speak on them for, you know what I mean, a considerable amount of time. So for me, it's just not appreciated to be so, how do I say it, to prey on Black dollars, you know what I mean, consume Black culture and regurgitate that for the same marketing that excludes Black bodies and people, and then turn around and when there's a travesty at play, essentially use that for your own benefit, to save your own ass and deflect from the actual fact that, you know what I mean, Black people haven't been cared for in the company, may that be the company or the person at hand. Yeah, I mean, like, that wasn't in their forefront of care. That wasn't anything that was important or anything that was crucial, you know what I mean? And that's why it's really hard for me to take a lot of this serious from people who are claiming to be allies, because you've had ample opportunity to, you know what I mean, care about these issues that are being spoken on right now, because like I said, they aren't new. So I am a little bit uncomfortable also with, you know what I mean, so many people who are claiming to have supported me this whole time with like huge platforms. And not to say like anyone with the platform has to like use their platform, but how are you all of a sudden claiming to like have been an ally and now you're just suddenly showing this support for, you know what I mean, people like me and my mutuals who have been creating great content for a substantial period of time, and getting blatantly ignored by the same people who are suddenly saying we don't know how we didn't know, even though they've been ignoring us for years. So it's just a little crazy to me to see this behavior, I guess, for lack of better wording, because it's been a thing. Yeah, I mean, this isn't anything new. So that's where my issue mainly is lying right now, with the whole situation, and brands. I feel using this as a moment to be like, hey, yeah, like we see you, sis, like, yeah, we've been when the way that I know a lot of this is performative is because the sheer fact that this isn't about Black creatives. Like, this isn't about us right now. This isn't about me. This is about the injustices that have been happening for centuries. So it's odd to say the least. It's uncomfortable to be boosted up on a pedestal to speak about issues that have been affecting me and my community for years, when speaking on it was an issue before. So as you can understand, it's a little bit overwhelming right now. I haven't been responding to a lot of messages, and I want all my Black people who are watching this right now to not feel inclined to respond to any messages or anything right now as relates to current events. You know what I mean? Talk about it with your necessary people, just because it's a lot right now, and there's a lot of very shallow understanding of the issues at hand right now, and I think it's becoming more and more visible every single day that people kind of hop onto this as if it's a trend. Yeah, people didn't even realize that they were blocking out the necessary hashtags that were providing updates and information to people on the front lines and just in their homes regarding the current situations and events. Yeah, that was gonna be blacked out. So me and my freaking dear friend, I'm lucky to call her friend, Shania, we literally had to team up and put out PSAs on Twitter and get it to spread so that people wouldn't freaking spread the wrong information and essentially use a digital Sharpie over the works of people who have been mobilizing their platforms as places of knowledge and resource and information. So yeah, it's just been kind of a lot these past I don't even know at this point. Like, it feels like it's been a month, but really it's only been a couple weeks. So yeah, it's been just really crazy. Black folks, take care of yourself, please, because it's just a lot going on right now. More than ever, I would say. It's being put on our front doorstep. So just make sure, yeah, I mean, you're taking time to care for your brothers, your sisters, and everyone else. Oh my gosh, my butt hurts. Okay, so we've got our base on, we've got our eyes on. I'm just gonna smoke out a little bit more, just to redefine everything, just a little bit. I don't want it too terribly harsh, but I definitely want that stark line effect, you know. That's it. This eye is it. I've been loving this new little eye shape I've been doing lately. I feel like it really just plays up my features without me having to go too terribly in with face product, which we love that. I love that personally. Because baby, like I said, I have not been trying to do the whole full glam thing. It's just been a little bit much lately for me. Back to the topic at hand. The lighting changed. Yeah, hey. So yeah, like I was saying, this isn't anything new for me. After this is not a trending topic for, you know, people who don't really care, I'ma still have to be in my skin color. I'ma still have to live with the, yeah, I mean, the realities of that as well. And so I can't remove my color. I can't delete a black square. I can't put on a dashiki when it's cute and when you want to be down and get an invite to the cookout. I can't take Black Lives Matter out of my bio when it's convenient or because I may lose a sponsorship with a brand. I can't wash off this Loving Tan Extra Dark Nubian Special Edition limited release. You know what I mean? I can't. This is permanent. My black life is constantly in a state of matter or not. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my face and then I'll be back for some closing statements. All right, we got the beat on, we're dressed. I literally just added a white jacket and some earrings and some jewelry. We love it, but hey, simplicity is all it takes sometimes, you know? Anyways, closing statements, chat. The support, amplification, and uplifting of Black, queer, trans, non-binary, disabled, and gay men needs to be a regular. It's a shame that it took all of the racial societal events that have unfolded over the past 2 to 4 weeks to incite this change. However, now that the attempts have been made, feeble, genuine, in between, or otherwise, I think that it is important for this dialogue to continue, and not only continue, but to flourish and begin to truly deconstruct the barriers that have been put in place and enforced throughout the many years that the beauty industry has been active. The actions that have been taken and the words that have been spoken from brands and influencers across the past week in specific needs to be a regular, as it's quite disrespectful to know that we are only valued when it is of a travesty or an allotted period of time that people feel as though we should be celebrated. Lastly, pull up or shut up. I've seen far too many brands who have an incredibly despicable past speak up on issues now. However, when it was time for them to speak on their issues, it was nothing but skating around accountability, deflection, and rapid fire projection onto many people who happen to be sometimes their supporters. Let's name off a few. Brands that have ignored the Black demographic in marketing, promotion, simply item inclusion. Tarte, who have notoriously racist owners, Jeffree Star, Nazi sympathizers, Kat Von D, or maybe even both, founder of L'Oreal and former chief of Lime Crime. Brands whose owners will make hyper-inflammatory, racially charged comments. Rich lives matter, right, Jared? Do they? No? I thought so. Or maybe it's capitalizing on Black outrage. Far too many brands to name. Honestly, I gotta keep it real with you. Or perhaps it's a history of simply excluding and erasing the existence of Black, trans, non-binary, and gay men. Juvia's Plays, Huda Beauty. Lastly, simply it's good old all-American Jim Crow marketing. Almay, welcome to the party, baby. Come on in. We've been waiting on you. It's a little infuriating to know that a lot of people who I have supported who haven't gotten recognition, which can be posed as entitlement as regards to Black creators most times, are finally getting that recognition due to just due to a heinous crime is kind of crazy. It's very bittersweet. However, if this is the change that brands genuinely want to, you know, claim to put forward, then please submit your numbers into the Pull Up or Shut Up challenge started by Jackie and the owner of Oma Beauty. There have been far too many times where I go to a brand event, a meeting, or office and see not a lick or nan smidge of a person who looks nearly close to me in phenotype or simply skin tone. I urge all of you to continue to do the action, specifically to my non-Black supporters, to just continue to do the action, do the research, do the learning, and the unlearning of things that we get taught, you know what I mean, from a very early age. Sorry to make the ending of the video so heavy and serious, but I'm not really sorry, as when the camera clicks off, I'm still Black. When the week passes, I'm still Black. When the hashtag goes by, I'm still Black. And I will be Black until the day I die. Or hopefully I don't become a statistic and I'm murdered because of being Black, and that is the reason why I die. Regardless, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see y'all in a upcoming video. If you'd like to know what I'm wearing, make sure you check in the description box below. It'll also have links to all my socials if you wanna follow me there. And lastly, don't forget, make sure you subscribe, absolutely clear. Subscribe. And I'll be seeing y'all soon. Bye. How ironic that I filmed that with a freaking Dragon Beauty egg in the back.